Okay, hello and welcome to season 9, episode 7, Forest Hills. On a splendid Mario day, and Ebo is here. It just keeps getting better. I'm doing good. I was hanging out. One of our friends came by yesterday and we watched anime, and then we went to the Indian buffet. So life was pretty good yesterday, I think, as they say. Like, do you have like one of those like restaurants in your area that it's just like every single time you've ever been there, it is good? That's the Indian buffet around here. Like, I don't think I've ever had a bad experience there. I've probably been there like, God, I can't even count how many times I've been there. Too many times to count over the years. They are just a banger restaurant that put other restaurants to shame for not being as good. Thank you for the Hagla, Ebo. Ebo, did you do that ab exercise video yet? I'm assuming nay. I'm assuming you have not done it yet. They know my love for cream cheese, but I need to not get tempted. That's valid. Gotta be stronger than the ad. Well, who's looking forward to Sly 3 finally happening after this? It's been in the talks for months. It's been so long. You've been exhausted since the weekend. I feel that. I feel that. I don't know if I can blame it on the clocks going forward, but the last like bit of, or the last like few days of trying to sleep has not been amazing for me. I've been having the good old classic, like, oops, you're gonna wake up after like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And like usually I've been able to fall back asleep, but it's like still not ideal, of course. You're gonna miss part 1 because of work. At the very least, I'll be recording it and uploading it to YouTube, but so I guess it's always an option. But I feel like these days, like if it's like something that I want to watch like on a stream, even if it's gonna be like recorded in a VOD, like I usually just like don't bother watching it. I guess like the thing for me with that, it's usually for like Smash tourneys. Like I don't usually watch the VOD if I like miss it or something. Cause I don't know, there's just like something about watching it live is the vibe, usually. I don't know if anybody else feels that. But that's my vibe for sure. You're thinking of ordering a sandwich from this goated Mexican restaurant from Taco Bell? Right, Justin? Any Taco Bell enjoyers in chat? Or has anybody else been like me and has collectively lived near a Taco Bell for multiple years and has never been there a single time? Except for the one time I had the cum balls when Prack got them like 2 years ago. I think that's the only thing I've ever had from Taco Bell. But does that even count as Taco Bell if it's Cinnabon? I don't think that like exactly counts as being Taco Bell. Like if you're to say, oh, I love the root beer from McDonald's or something, it's like, well, like, it's not even like McDonald's. They just get a bag of the syrup and they ain't doing shit with it that's like unique to them or anything. You know? You know what I mean? I love talking about breakfast, but the one near me doesn't do breakfast. Really? Interesting. I guess going back to McDonald's, I know like the whole like all day breakfast thing was like, I feel like that's like a more like within the last like 10 years sort of thing that started becoming a thing. Cause I remember like when I was still working at the one in town, like our store didn't do the all day breakfast at all. But I know like other stores did during that time period. Which is interesting. Like, I think the closest you could get was like, because I think it would switch to the lunch menu at like 11 or 12. And so the closest was if you like were ordering at like 11:30 to like 12 range, there would like sometimes still be like the McGriddles or whatever sitting there that they would let you order. But it wasn't a guaranteed sort of scenario. Also, Ebo, David, Skittle, and I are getting through solo leveling. Oh, NG's watching that too, I'm pretty sure. We did watch like 4 or 5 episodes yesterday, I think. You're so hungry you could eat a car door. Imagine if you slammed in the car door before you ate it. How crazy would that be? How do you like it? It's pretty good. I mean, we're like 7 episodes in the season 2 or something. I think we only have like we don't have a whole lot left. Rip. Like I've been saying for solo leveling, the vibe of that show for like for a while is like the plot like doesn't matter. Like there basically isn't a plot that matters. It's just kind of like a cool thing happens and then it leaves like on a cliffhanger. And then it's like, well, shit, I mean, what happens next? And then that just kept happening. But now we're at a point where it's like, okay, it's kind of actually plot things are happening. Like things are actually kind of getting juicy and it's not just, ooh, look at the, you know, it's like a cool fight scene and mystery is happening. It's like actually like things are happening. I guess it just like took a while to get there. But like definitely for like the entirety of season 1, like the plot like basically is irrelevant. Like yeah, there is like a technical like thing in the background that's like, yep, this is like the overall goal of like what we're working towards, but it also doesn't actually matter pretty much for everything that really happens in the show. But for a show that started off that way, they did a good job of having it play out in a way that still felt like interesting. It's like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen next? They did a good job on that, so you know, I'll give them. Oh, I never did the live thing on Blue Sky. Oh my god, I'm throwing. Please hold. Because you have to do it like every single time you stream. The go live. That's a YouTube link. Because you can set it up now on Blue Sky where like around like your profile picture, if like someone sees one of your posts, it'll have like a little like a go live, like a live like, hey, I'm streaming thing. But it doesn't like auto sync up to your Twitch. You have to like manually do it every single time. But the weird thing about it is you can't just like save your Twitch URL. Like you have to like paste in your Twitch URL every single time you're going live, which is really backwards to me. Like you'd think you'd be able to save your URL and then just like at least click like a hey I'm streaming thing. But it's like less convenient than that for some reason. I don't know why. Send tweet though. We might be further than you and Cloud. Where are you guys at in the show? I don't even know like how we started it. Like one day like David just like got us to watch it and now we're watching it. I don't know if we're like waiting for Prac to come by or something or like what, but I just know David was over and I don't even think that we were like planning to watch that show. Like somehow it just happened and now here we are having watched it. Does this work if I do it in this? It kind of works. Early season 2, huh? Well, shit. You know that film they have soul leveling in Fortnite now because that fucking game has everything in it these days. I even saw that there's there's that new movie Hoppers. I think it's the title of it, or it's Hopper. I forget what it's actually called. But like that movie came out like March 6th, I think, like 4 days ago, and it already has a Fortnite skin. I'm like, y'all, relax. There's definitely some coordination going on there, but geez, at the same time. You want to buy the soul leveling video game? I didn't know they even had one. I think that this is the first time that I don't know like how to describe this, but solo leveling is like the first time that I've watched any like do you call it a normie anime? But when people would say normie anime, you probably think like, oh, like One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball. But it's like there's like so many like what feels like just like random ass anime out there that aren't like the mega popular ones. And I don't know if solo leveling counts as like a random anime out there. But this is the first time like I've watched one of those shows, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like there's all those like anime out there on the market that have like a 20-word title or something. And it's like, y'all, can we shorten this shit a little bit? Mainstream. I don't know if I call it mainstream though, because like once again, like mainstream, like that'd be like you know, like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, stuff like that, right? I don't know. Ebo. But either way, it's good. It's good. Wait, what? Exactly what I'm saying, Ebo. Wait, what? You are speaking my language, sir. You are speaking Prac's language. Wait, this actually is kind of clean. This section right here. That's actually crispy as fuck. Holy shit. Oh, I never told you, Ebo. We opened the new tub of gochujang. So if you want to hop in for a quick dip in the pool, you can come over whenever. You know, the other day, like on like Sunday, I think Sunday or Saturday, when I was just making food for myself, I felt like I was a pro chef. Like usually when I like make like a sauce, I like, you know, you make it in like a little cup and then pour it in, but I just like poured like all the ingredients into the pan and I'm like, this feels like what like a pro would do. And it did turn out really good. My food was damn good that night. I was fucking chilling. Holy shit. It was so good. It did have like 6 cloves of garlic in it, which is crazy that in a meal I ate like 6 cloves of garlic. I heard Soul Leveling got Anime of the Year over Free Run on some internet website and it irritated you, and that's how you, is that how you became aware of Soul Leveling? If they got Fortnite skins, I'd consider it mainstream. That is true. That is a good point. I mean, I guess it must be pretty popular in that case. Now you say that, actually. Now that you mention that. Oh no, go back. I'll just do it by hand, fuck it. I think the animation is fine for both. It seems like usually these days for new anime, the animation is like a lot. Jesus, my throat. I need to like drink boiling water to clear up my throat, apparently. Don't do that. Nobody do that, by the way. Now, if I had a tea, ooh, it'll be nice right now. Maybe I should make a tea after Mario Paint. Ooh, after Mario Paint, I make a tea and I have like some hummus. And then we start Sly. Oh my god. Hummus and Sly Cooper. Oh my goodness. Yeah, except for One Punch Man Season 3. Apparently, the animation for that's garbage. Well, I have seen a video on that, actually. And it's, like, fine in parts, but I think, like, One Punch Man just had the bar set so high previously, and I forget, like, the exact reasonings for why it's, like, not as good in the current season, or if it finished, I forget what. I don't know if it was a classic moment of, like, oops. We're cut time, so we have to rush everything. Insert like 90% of Dragon Ball Super's original run, where it was rushed as fuck and it looks like shit for most of it. It has parts that looks fine, but goddamn if Super isn't so tragic with its animation for a majority of its run. I do think a partial thing, I'm pretty sure I remember for One Punch Man, I think it's like the people like who like worked on it previously weren't able to like, because of like, I guess contractual reasons for like other projects, couldn't work on it for season 3 because they were working on something else. I think might have been a reason. I don't know if I was just a hater. But when I tried watching, when like, I remember it's like me, Cloud, and JCog watched like a few episodes of One Punch Man a long time ago. Like, I don't know, I just like wasn't interested. Personally, you know, I know it's very popular, but like the vibe I had was like, I didn't have like a reason to care about like anything. It just felt like, I don't know, it was just like, okay, bad guys here, oops. One punch him, he just deletes him instantly, and it's like, okay, like, I don't know, I didn't feel like attached to like any character personally. I don't know if I'd enjoy it more if I tried watching it now, but like it felt like very like just like nothing to me. I didn't feel anything from watching it. I like Free Ren's story way better than solo leveling. If it's solo leveling, probably valid because yeah, definitely like the story for solo leveling isn't anything like insane. But it seems like they might be leading up to like some crazy things. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. You must return to work. All right. Enjoy the working L. I hope it goes smoothly. And I will probably stream more Sly 3 sometime in the following days. So hopefully you'll be around for that if it all lines up. But take care until then. One of the main characters in Free Run had like 1 million more frames for putting on a jacket than One Punch Man's fight scene in season 3. No. That jacket got way more stock value. Lovers. And like, I'm pretty sure for like moments like that these days in anime where it's like, yeah, the animation here is kind of meh. A lot of the times, I think it usually comes down to like just like time restraints. And like there definitely are like, you know, like some animators where it's like, oh, this guy is like cracked at animating. So we need to put this guy on like the important scenes to make sure they're animated well. Like, I don't know the animator's name, but I know way back in like the sports festival in My Hero, how there was, I think it was probably one of the first like big hype things in My Hero, the like Todoroki and Midoriya match with the crazy animation part and at the end of it. Like whoever that animator was, like I'm pretty sure that was like the start of like that guy's career. Or like the first like big breakout thing where people were like, holy fuck. That guy's insane. That guy's insane. Also, the shadows on this mountain, once again, I haven't talked at all about this painting, like the entirety of this painting, which is fine. But the shadows on this mountain are supposed to be bluish, but as we all know, we don't got access to tools like that. I could have maybe tried messing with this. This is like the secondary palette that I use the most these days. I could have tried messing with it, but I was like, we'll just stick with the grays, the default palette. Stick with the normals. Make it easy. I think it's a lot less noticeable these days for anime, but do you guys ever like notice in like some scenes in anime where like the characters will like, you know, they'll look a certain way, but then like it cuts to like the next episode or like a different scene and it's like all of a sudden like they're all drawn like much differently. Like that definitely happened. At least my example for that is Dragon Ball for sure, or at least Z. That happens pretty frequently, I feel like, in Z, but I don't think that happens like much in modern anime. Okay, this tree is gonna be cut off. My mountain is so big. My mountain's so big, guys. I think it'll be fine. I think it should be okay, but we're gonna be squeezing for space as per usual. This seems to happen like all the damn time. I'm sorry, but somehow this keeps happening to me in these paintings. Oh yeah, I never actually mentioned it. The thing that I've been super vague about ever since it's been a thing, but I did finish this long project that I've been working on for a long time. Like I finally finished it up on like the weekend. A thing that will never see the light of day probably to the public eye. But no, where even is the hole? Oh, there's like 2 fucking pixels right there. But it means I can finally work on other art things and maybe stream more finally. So I was thinking about getting back into glitchless maybe. Thinking about doing more of that potentially for speedrun stuff. That was one thought I had. Don't know for sure. I don't know for sure if we'll do that or not, but it would be fun. I do like glitchless That is a good category. And I think it could be nice doing that compared to what all masks was, 'cause that's a fucking intense category. I never did get my gold time in all masks. But it's just such a hard category. It is so difficult. It's like everything and anything can fuck your run up in all masks. There is like little inklings that I have of wanting to do glitchless 100% again, but it's just such a long run. It is so long, and I'd have to relearn like everything basically for that run. But it's that is a long run. Maybe one day I'll do more of it, 'cause I think it's a cool run. I really like that you get to actually use Gilded Sword for like a good chunk of the run, because it's just fun to have a Gilded Sword. I did see that. Yeah, because that was yesterday you posted that, right? I think that was when David was over and we were watching anime and going out to the Indian place. So I was a little not on Discord. But it was pretty poggies. Was there some inspiration behind that, or or were you just like, you know, I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do this thing. Fuck it. Wait, oh my god, I forgot this happened yesterday. So so when Skittle, David and I, when we were driving to the Indian buffet, so we were driving there, you know, everything is normal, it's just driving, nothing too crazy is happening, but then randomly, like at one point, like we see like a bird flying over and it's carrying something, and like we just assumed, like at least I assumed, that it was just carrying like a mouse or something that it killed and was gonna eat it or whatever, but it was carrying another bird. And I saw it like fucking start descending near the car. So I think we were like either like at a stoplight or like just like going forward after like coming from a stop sign or a stoplight. and like it like dropped the bird like right on the curb, like a foot from our car. And like I couldn't see because like we started like moving immediately. I couldn't see if it was like dead or if it was like I'm like what was happening? What happened here exactly? But it was, I've never seen that. Just like a bird flying over with another bird like in its talons. What's happening? What went on? I don't know, like was it helping it or was it I don't know. I have no idea. The good timeline is that that bird was like helping out a homie. But I genuinely don't know what happened. So yeah, that's a thing that happened yesterday. And David actually has like a dash cam, and we tried like finding the video of it, and like it like skipped it. Like we saw the part like in the recording. It was like, yep, this is like before that, so it's in the next video. And then the next video was like past that, and I was like, what the fuck? It just like skipped it entirely. What's that about? It's like, I don't know if it just got placed out of order for some reason. I don't know if like David ever checked today or not. Because we were sitting there in the parking lot at the Indian place checking, and then I'm like, damn, I'm trying to go eat Indian food instead of looking for a replay. I mean, if somebody clipped it, it would have been a lot easier, you know? Just, so someone clip that. Someone clip that shit, man. Okay. Damn. Yeah, my mountain needed to be like just a tad smaller, just a touch smaller, and this would be so perfect. It'll be fine. I'll just be cramped for space, as per usual. As per usual. Tio, can we phone a friend? David, please. Paging David. Can we get a David in chat, please? Honestly, the day that David like randomly appears in my chat is... That's a crazy timeline. He does not use Twitch ever. Like, I don't know if he ever like opens Twitch at home on his own accord. Yeah, I need to like place this like up a little bit so I have room for like the rest of the shit down here. That's fine though. It doesn't really matter too much. And check it out, this is gonna overlap that, so it's actually kind of good. You see that shit? Good old overlapping action. Oh, David. Oh, Davey. And you know, speaking of David, there was actually like, well, not related to David at all actually, but I had like a small consideration. I was like, oh, what if for Mario Day I did a 120 run? Imagine how crazy that would have been. I don't know if I ever actually would have done that for real, but I humored the idea in my head for a few minutes yesterday. I was like, that would be crazy if I did that. But I don't think I was ever seriously like, yeah, that's something I want to do. Imagine the day, though, that I actually go back to Mario 64. Would it happen? Maybe. Okay, I actually don't know what it's like, but I feel like there's this like it feels like if you're doing 120 nowadays, like you're supposed to do carpetless, and it's like I don't know if I ever want to deal with that shit. I'm not trying to deal with your run like dying like very extremely likely, even more likely than it already would have been pre-carpetless being a thing. Because Tippy was already hard before carpetless. But maybe it's only like realistically like the higher level runners do carpetless. I'm sure there's probably people that run Mario that aren't doing carpetless. I mean, because you 100% don't need carpetless to get a good time, that's for sure. I don't know, there's like a precedent. I don't know. I don't know, chat. But speaking of Mario speedrunning though, there is a new 120 star task that I think it said it was like 6 years in the making or something. I don't know when it's coming out, but I know that there was like a trailer for it. I heard it's like maybe gonna be premiered at SGDQ, possibly. But from the trailer, I was like, damn, this shit looks fucking crazy. Looks like it absolutely cracked this shit. As a task would be. But like, I wonder how many times over the span of them making that 120 task that like, it was like, okay, we did like this level. Oops, there's new tech for this level. We have to redo it now. Like, how many times did that happen, I wonder? And then it's like, oops, we did this star, and someone's like, oops, you actually didn't do this tech. You need to redo it now with the new strat that I came up with. I'm gonna prac, hey, the Mario discount code didn't apply. What the fuck? Are you gonna yell at them now, G? That's fucked up. Okay, Prac's gonna yell at them for you. Prac, are you excited for Sly Cooper to happen in a little bit here? Are you looking forward to that? I got a better discount, I just couldn't stack them, damn. That actually happened to me from the website where I ordered that cleanser and other things I ordered. They had like a discount for like certain products had like a 20% off thing. I think is what it was, but like everything I bought didn't apply for that. But then that website also had another coupon code that was like, if you have a new account, you can get 20% off your entire order. And it was like, if I added, cause like the other thing, the coupon code for the other thing was champion, I'm pretty sure. For like, I think like the cleanser, the serum, and like one other thing had the champion coupon code. But if you had a new account, the coupon code was new20, and if I added a product to my cart that had the champion coupon code applicable to it, it would override the new 20 discount code on my cart and reapply the champion one, even though it would make me save less. It was really bizarre because you couldn't stack them either for that. What do you think of the products? I actually meant to message you, G. I was like, okay, I'll give the cleanser like a day or two before I let you know, but it does feel good. It does feel good. Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm on this new Korean cleanser that G recommended to me. Centella Madagascar Ampule Foam. And I am on the vitamin C serum grind once again. which the vitamin C serum and the cleanser, like I can feel it after like I apply them. I'm like, I feel pretty good actually. It feels like I feel clean. Also, yo, Feely, how are you today? Biking out here? I think that was today you posted about biking, question mark? I do love biking. Biking is really fun. But I haven't biked in a while. Well, like actual biking. I guess like we have like the indoor bike here that I can use. Which I did use for the first time in a while, like last week. So that was good. But like outdoor biking is a different vibe for sure. Yeah, biking is hype. I remember reading a thing that apparently like in like the 90s and 80s at some point, like Miyamoto used to bike to work every day, but then I guess at some point they like made him stop biking to work, I guess like to like ensure his safety or whatever. If that's true, I don't know for sure, but I remember like hearing that's like a thing apparently. Crazy if true. You are well, huge. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this Sly 3 playthrough. Also, Prak, yeah, I said, are you looking forward to me playing Sly? In a little bit here. In response to you saying what? I'm twerking. Sorry, I was talking about the cleanser that G recommended that I'm using now. I got new walking shoes since your last pair were old. The heel is super messed up. The back of my shoe is getting messed up too because I do the thing where like instead of untying my shoe and retying it when I put it on, I just like slip my foot out and then like jam my foot in when I put my shoes on. Because I also like don't like the shoes that I have, I don't like love. Like I don't like super care about them that much. Maybe if I had a pair that like I cared about more, I would like be a little more cautious. But I definitely like don't care about my current pair of shoes too much. They're fine, but they're nothing like too special. I do miss I forget what they were. They were like some like Adidas shoes. I remember like Julian helped me pick out in like 2018 or 2019. But I don't have those anymore. They like turbo or like dead somewhere in a landfill probably, unfortunately. But that pair of shoes I really liked. They were pretty nice. They were gray and had like this like splash of red on them. It was like so good. It was such a good color combo. I guess if I like looked at my like at my email, I could probably find like the order email of me buying it a long time ago to see like exactly what pair it was, because I don't remember the name at all. Yeah, I was saying yesterday, like, I feel like in elementary school and such, like, back then, everyone always, like, would untie their shoe and, like, take it off and, like, retie it when you put it on every time. But I feel like ever since, like, around high school and beyond, everyone just started, like, just sliding their foot in and out of the shoe without ever untying it. Like, I don't know, like as a kid, it was the cool thing to be able to tie your shoes. Like, it was like, yeah, I'm fucking cool. I can tie my shoes, baby. But now I guess it's more like convenient to not to have to tie your shoe every time. It's definitely faster. Did y'all fuck with Velcro shoes though? That's the real question. Damn. Day one, Feely was out here with tying laces on shoes. From the beginning. I remember as a kid, I had like a period of time where I could tie my shoes, and then at some point I forgot how to do it. Rip that. But then I did remember at one point, so it was like huge. We were so fucking back, chat. We are insanely back. Okay, you know, I have never seen sandals that you have to tie up. I think like I've only ever heard of sandals that have Velcro on them. The sandals you had for years now have straps. It's also true. The straps are a thing. This is also true. Okay. We're kind of getting there, right? Bird outside that's chirping. Y'all can't hear that bird that's chirping, but there is a bird outside that's just doing its thing. 15 Celsius outside and very cloudy outside. And getting back to Justin from like 30 minutes ago, yes, with a chance of meatballs. I'm pretty sure I saw him say that, but I forgot to say anything because I was talking about something else. I wonder, is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs like super shitty, low-key? I haven't seen that movie in like 15 years. But like, I remember like, when it came out, it felt like it was like the shit for a while. It was like, oh my god, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It was definitely like a trend, I guess, when it was newer. But now it is not newer anymore. That movie's great. Damn, I guess it's a goated film. Titanic, step aside. Step aside, kiddo. It's a real big boy film coming up. Okay, is anybody else in the same boat as me and hasn't seen Titanic? I've never seen that. I don't think I ever will. Like, I don't know. I just like don't give a fuck. Isn't it also long as hell? It's not like a 3-hour film. I mean, I would say in general, I am not like a huge like movie buff. Like, I'm not like, oh, I need to see like all these new movies that are coming out. Let's see. Titanic runtime. Runtime is what I typed. 3 hours, 14 minutes. Jesus. I remember at someone's house a long time ago, we started watching the, was it Hobbit or Lord of the Rings? It was one of those, whichever one we watched. And like how like all the movies in that series is like 3 hours minimum. I was just like, God, why the fuck are these so long? Whichever one it was we watched, I think we watched like, we only watched the first two. We never actually saw the third one. Like, I honestly don't even remember if I like super was about it or not, or if I was just like, God, it's just going on forever. That might have been more my thing. It just went on for too long. I think they might be making a sequel to this, but I remember a couple years ago we watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie. I've never played D&D, but that was a pretty good movie actually. And I'm pretty sure that movie was made with like a super like limited budget, so there wasn't a ton of like CG characters used in it. Like I know like one of the main characters, she was a druid, I think, had like an owl bear form. And I think like the first time you see her like swap forms, it like actually shows like an animation sequence. But I think like one of the later times, like she swaps forms, it just like happens like off like camera, I guess to save on like budget costs. But I think I've heard like they're allegedly making a sequel with like a bigger budget, so I think that could be pretty cool. I don't know. It was a nice movie. Yo, Saw, how are you today? The extended ones are even longer. I have to split each movie in half when you watch them. Is there a good stopping point, or do you just be like, I'm just gonna stop here and come back to it tomorrow? Literally, as you said D&D, I scrolled past a D&D Instagram post. Damn. I knew exactly when you're gonna come across it. Fun fact. Yeah, it'd be cool to see what they could do with that sort of movie with a bigger budget. Since with a limited budget, they did a pretty good job. I mean, it seems like my understanding is that people generally like that movie, actually. It had like a pretty good reception. I thought the movie had a big budget. My understanding is that it wasn't. That it didn't have a very big budget. That's what I was told. Which is why apparently, yeah, like there isn't like many like CG characters you see for like super long amounts of screen time. That's my understanding. Alright, can we get a weather check for everybody in chat real quick? Oh, rain warning in effect apparently here, Monka, but 15 Celsius here. Little gray outside, little gray. But overall, pretty nice, relatively speaking, to the last few weeks. Prac, 15 minutes later, replies. You know, that's like this one time in Discord. I remember like somebody like asked you something, Prac, and then like it's like 6 hours later you like reply to them, but you don't actually like reply to the post. You just post it in chat, like no context. That is a classic Prac moment for me. I know you're twerking. I know. Ugh, but I'm twerking. And they're off. That's a classic. Okay, I am making a green when we get break time in between Mario Paint and Sly. I am making a tea to hopefully fucking clear my throat out a bit, because goddamn. 23 Celsius, sheesh, that's a nice day. When we went for a walk a few days ago, it was so troll because like one day it was gray, like completely gray skies, but it was no wind. So it was pretty nice, like relatively speaking. But then like the day after, we went for a walk again and it was sunny, clear as can be, perfectly blue sky, but it was so fucking windy. Like the sun was so warm, but the wind was like making the sun not even matter basically. I was like, God, if the wind would tone down just a bit, it would be so nice. Is anybody else's area like that ever? Because I feel like that happens here so frequently for some reason. But it did eventually chill out with the wind that day. Also, what do you mean you don't know Sly? He's a PlayStation icon. I don't know if you existed in my stream prac when I was doing Sly stuff. Who here was around when I did Sly speedruns a long time ago? Back in like, what was it? Like mid 2016, right? I think it was like November, like 2016 to like May 2017, I think is when I ran Sly. And then I think I went back to Mario, and then I went to Paper Mario, and then in like 2019 there was a glitch that got found in Sly that made it so you saved like 3 minutes, and then I picked it up for a little bit again, and I never actually got a PB because that run is hard as fuck. It is such a, like, that is such a crazy run. It is so difficult how hard Sly 1 is. I feel like every trick in that run is like If you were to like OOT tricks, let's say, like I feel like everything in OOT is like, oh, you just do a setup and it just works for you. But I feel like a lot more tricks in are like, oh, you just kind of like free ball it. I feel like Sly 1 tricks are more akin to tricks where it's like, oh, you just kind of like free ball it. But it's like even more so, I feel like. I was definitely there for Pape joining during prologue, posting prac notes and leaving. Back in the day. Back in the day. Yeah, Sly 1 I think still has to be probably like one of like the coolest runs for me. I don't know, it's such a neat run. And I think it's even more fucked up these days, I'm pretty sure, than like when I ran it. I know Arma and Kendall were there for it though. They were there for the Sly era. I never dealt with it, but there's like a whole thing with Sly 1 where the optimal way to speedrun Sly 1 is having a backwards compatible PS3. Because there's like the Sly the Sly like HD collection on like PS3, but it like patches like a bunch of glitches apparently. So yeah, the best way is having a backwards compatible PlayStation 3, which are apparently really rare to find or just like expensive to get these days on eBay. Or like for like a long time they've been expensive to get on eBay. It's just a moment of like faster load times, basically. Classic. And I remember like people like in the community, they would like get like a backwards compatible PS3 and be like, oops, mine stopped working or something. I think I was like, yeah, I'm just like not gonna deal with this nonsense. I'm just gonna play on PS2 and just have it function. However, I actually used to play on a PS2 that Kendall gave me a long time ago. But I think like the lasers stopped working. So I actually don't use that one anymore. I think I have it somewhere, question mark. Because I don't think I ever got rid of that PS2. I think it's just like in like a closet somewhere, maybe. I'm pretty sure I also have like the optimal model of PS2 for speedrunning 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue. Throwback to that. That's a fucking throwback. I think I have the best model for that one, which is kind of funny. I like barely did anything with that game, but that was a classic back in the day. For a while there. I remember for a while I had an IL record in that game just because nobody submitted like a run to like a level. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just snipe a free IL record, lol. Very silly. You did that in OOT and no one has beat it still? What kind of ILs does OOT have? I feel like ILs for like speedrunning is like such an underappreciated or underran side of speedrunning. Like you never really hear people talk about like, oh yeah, I'm doing some ILs today, hardly. Other than like for like practice usually. Like, I think low-key, ILs in Paper Mario are actually kind of interesting. I forget like the specific rules for Pape ILs, but I'm pretty sure it was something like you could, because it would be like chapter ILs, so it'd be like, okay, prologue IL, chapter 1 IL, chapter 2, blah 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 blah. And I think it was like you could start the chapter with like anything you could obtain up prior to that point in the run, I think, is what you were allowed to do. So it would be like you would sometimes like start the run. Like I think I remember there being like a chapter 4 IL for Paper Mario where you like, you know, you had Mega Rush at that point, so you like started the chapter in peril already when you normally I think would like never be in peril already at that point. And so for like this Junior Trooper fight, you did some like different strat you would like never do in a run, at least back then. I don't know what's like these days. But like no, at least like when I was doing Pape stuff, like nobody ever like did ILs basically. It was like a forgotten thing that like was never touched hardly. But I think for Paper Mario, it had like it was kind of interesting for how it worked. I think the one you did was Glitchless to Dongo's Cavern on Master Quest. That is very specific. That is extremely specific. Especially Master Quest. Oh, Master Quest. No one does ILs for MM either. I didn't know MM even had ILs, honestly. Because like on speedrun.com, it's like in some sub menu. Like it's not even like immediately obvious they exist usually. You have to like go out of your way to click on it to find it normally. What kind of ILs does MM have? Because yeah, I didn't know MM had ILs. Like, would it just be like beat Woodfall IL, beat like X dungeon IL? It's the dungeons, no major glitches, 100% NMG, glitchless and glitchless 100%. I see. I see. Alright, time to just submit the dungeon sections of my glitchless 100% run for the IL records, IL attempts. Even though even in 100% glitchless, you still like 2-trip Woodfall, because you like always 2-trip Woodfall in like every run. I think it's crazy. I think I remember Fig telling me this, that like allegedly there used to be an old rule for glitchless MM rule set a long time ago that apparently for some period of time, if you entered a dungeon, you had to beat it. Which doesn't make any sense why it was ever like that. Like, in the game, you can just leave. Like, there's no, like, restriction. It's not like Tattle's like, oh, hey, are you sure? You sure you don't want to beat the dungeon now? We're already here, Link. But, very strange that was, like, apparently a thing in olden times. Damn, insert MM if it was a modern game. Okay, so y'all know about those, right? Where it's like I think the popular one was Luigi's Mansion if it was a modern game. Someone made one for Ocarina of Time, and it's like a 20-minute video. I'm like, bro, I'm going fucking crazy watching this shit. Like, I cannot listen to this for the entirety of this. Like, this is too much. This is too much shit posting. That's technically a thing. What does Tattle like try and tell you? Like, hey, we should leave, or you should stay here and finish the thing, Link. Also, welcome back, Manadasi. You mean first cycle IL. Okay, I was like, when the fuck does Tattle ever say that to you? You know, first cycle IL, aka just get minimal pauses for HMS skip, and then have the fastest movement to get to Granny and the Scarecrow. And that's like the entire run, basically. Oh, and then enter the clock tower at 5:59. I think it's crazy, like, Jess didn't know about 5:59. He was like, I guess I've like never paid attention to that. I was like, I always look at that shit when I'm entering the clock tower in first cycle. And I'm like, 5:58, fuck. No, flip table. You gotta get a 5:59. Otherwise the run's invalid, basically. I was saying this earlier, I don't know if you were here for that, Philly, but I was saying I like may do more glitchless any percent stuff sometime in the near future for MM. Possibly. And then I was saying that I like low-key, like there's a little bit in me that like wants to do glitchless 100% again. But it's just such a long run. That is a long category. And also the whole thing of like, I don't know, make it legal to roll over the corners in Goron Treasure Chest minigame. And then I am far more enticed to do glitchless Hundo. That is like one of the most annoying things to deal with in that run, because you can get like extremely fucked over. And I'm pretty sure it also fucks with like in-game time, and your like rupee management I think also gets fucked over if you just get like unlucky basically on that minigame. Like that is like one of the worst things in that entire run. Fish heart piece is also dumb. But I think Goron Treasure Chest minigame is like the worst thing to deal with in that run for me. And I don't know, I'm pretty certain my PB for that run, like I clip through one of the blocks in Goron Treasure Chest minigame, like I'm just playing it normally and Link just clips through one of the blocks, like outright, just phases through it, no clip style. I'm like, okay, so playing this minigame normally also can make you glitch through it anyways, so it's like, bruh. And like, I always remember Trev Person, he was like, I'm down for that, for allowing that. So like, can anybody deny Trev? Like, is that a legal thing you can deny? I don't, like, how could you say no to Trev Person? Bring back him doing, well, bring back him streaming more than like once every 5 to 7 months. Bring that back. I think. I remember I had this arc for like a while where I was just like watching through his one of his Undermiser playthroughs, I guess. Playthrough makes it sound a lot more casual, but Undermiser is anything but casual. That is like the most uncasual thing like known to man. But I do think watching it was like really interesting. It was a really cool thing. And also, I think it's an Undermiser 2, I think is what it was. Cause I think he did 2 and 3 question mark, maybe. I think it was whichever one he did the most recently, which was still multiple years ago at this point. But there's a part, I think around Stone Tower Temple that JCog raids Trev. And I think like I remember like watching the stream live when JCog raided Trev in that moment. So I was like, oh my god, I was here, pointers. You hear, yo, JCog, thanks for the raid. And then JCog was probably like, hey, my fellow Twitch partner. And then I'm sure Trev was like, yo, my fellow Twitch partner, how's it going? Partner arrive. Where's Justin at? You tried doing Undermiser and could not figure out what to do after a while. That'd be me. I would probably play for like a half hour and be like, okay, I don't know what to do anymore. Because you have to know like the most obscure shit to be able to complete that. And I remember like one of the solutions to like a puzzle in that specific version of Undermiser was like, in that specific version of the randomizer, there was a bug where like if you got like a bomb, like a 5 bomb pack from like a chest, it would give you 1 bomb that you could use even if you didn't have bomb bag. And so I remember that was like a thing that like had to be used. I think it was like beating a Dalwa or something gave you a singular bomb you could use. And it was like a specific glitch in whichever build of the randomizer that one was made in. I remember. Cause it was Jimmy who made it. Was it Jimmy who made Undermiser? I'm pretty sure like Jimmy was like in Trev's chat though for like I don't think he was helping him too much, but like every now and then he would like give him a little hint here and there. Oh, probably Butter. Yes. Okay. I haven't heard that name in a while. Oh, no, Jimmy did the ice arrows missing, right? That was Jimmy, right? Okay. I know he made like one of those like he made some kind of ROM hack for MM, I remember. I don't know if probably Butter and myself have ever had an interaction. I don't know if that guy exists in MM spaces or not. I mean, hell, I might as well not exist because I like never fucking chat in streams half the time. I'm like the filthiest lurker, unfortunately. I don't know why. I don't know. Is it an anxiety thing? I don't know. Hour 19. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. A little longer than what I would have wanted, but it's fine. Right, Justin, who partner arrived? I see him in chats sometimes. Damn. So the fated encounter could happen at some point. Is what you're saying. If you watch Bingo, then perhaps. I have not seen an Bingo in a while. It's been many months. It has been since last year, even. Are we allowed to make last year jokes still, or is that out of style since it's like March? Or are you still like the funniest person ever if you say like, oh my god, we haven't done this thing since last year, oh my god. At what point are you not allowed to make that joke in the year anymore? When's the cutoff point, would you say? February? Damn it. I'm not allowed to be funny anymore then, I guess. Yeah, man. How's the 3D printer today, Justin? I haven't heard about it in a while. Damn, I should use maybe black for this background. Like, this isn't dark enough, but I don't know if I'll fix it. Maybe I will. Maybe I can do, like, maybe put a little bit of black in there. Because it's like an in-between. It's a fucking in-between, and I don't have an in-between tone, so sorry. It's like, ugh. I don't have the color necessary. I don't know, I might just not deal with it. I might just not deal with it. I could put some of the dark green in though, maybe. Maybe that could help. Yeah. I think that works, actually. I have absolutely no idea why this just popped in my head, but I started thinking about the movie Rio. Y'all remember that movie? Like, I could not tell you any context as to why that just popped in my head. There's absolutely no reason for it to have just appeared there. That was definitely one of those movies that, like, if you walked, like, when that movie was new, if you were, like, walking into, like, a Best Buy or something, like, every TV would be playing that to show, like, whoa, look at the colors on this TV. Whoa, oh my god. That was one of those movies back then, for sure. I think I remember watching that movie on, like, some jailbroken app I had on my iPod Touch that let me watch movies for free. I'm pretty sure that's how I watched that movie back then. Only 11. I thought I'd be older than that, honestly. Low-key. I would have guessed like 13 years ago, maybe. Follow me on Blue Sky. Which, now that my gigantic fucking project I've been working on is done, maybe I can actually like start posting some not Mario Paint art sometime in the near future, maybe. I still have like something I drew in like, I think it was like May or April of last year that I never posted anywhere. Shouts to doing that sort of thing sometimes. I was like, oops, never posted this, sorry. but I think it's healthy at the same time also that I'm somebody who creates art not for the sole purpose of just being like, please give me at least 1,000 likes on this. It's definitely nice when you post art on social media and you get like big number on it, but I'm glad that I do it for not only that reason alone. Okay, do we finish this up? Like, do we call this done? Because I'm definitely at the point where this is kind of like, I think it's like as good as it needs to be, pretty much. And this has been an hour and 25-minute painting, hour 26-minute even, just now. I think, oh, I do need to put a little bit of yellow here, actually. We need to put just a touch of yellow on some of these, make them pop a bit more. But the only thing is the sky is right there, so I don't want to like put too much yellow. I don't want it to like blend in. But I was like, we'll put just like a smidge of yellow on some of these. Just to give it a little bit of boom up there on those trees. But I think with that being said and done, we're gonna call this a finished painting here. I think this one turned out pretty good overall. Not a bad painting. In the long run, don't mind me just doing a couple extra little things that I just noticed. I do like these trees. This painting would overall be super vibes if I had the blue-gray tones for the water and the mountains, but I do not have those, and it's just something we have to live with. But we'll end it there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.